The year was 2011, and WWE was going through one of its worst periods creatively speaking. To provide context, this was the peak of the PG era in the company, offering increasingly family-friendly content that was less appealing to those who enjoyed a more radical and violent approach within the pro wrestling rings, causing more and more children to fall in love with the art, but also driving away many fans from other eras who were accustomed to the violence and creative freedom of periods like the Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression Era. The primary embodiment of this new phase came in the form of the corporation's face, John Cena, who possessed all the attributes that a character needs to be loved by the traditional American family. Fair, polished, loyal, brave, without any flaws or deviations of character in his personality. This, of course, included changing the color of his shirt every week to sell more and more. However, while very profitable and with the ideal demeanor for a PG product, Cena also irritated the portion of fans clamoring for more originality and a more adult approach to the programs, who often vented all their frustration on Cena himself. To echo in silence for some time, as Cena and WWE's material remained the same, until a man stepped into the spotlight. The resurgence of CM Punk to the top brought with it the complete opposite of what Cena represented, with a strong, yet rebellious and immoral personality that resonated perfectly with hardcore fans who were craving change. And it was the clash of these personalities that not only changed the PG era, but the entire history of WWE. The beginning? Well, kind of. On a Monday Night Raw, CM Punk assaulted John Cena. It's worth mentioning that, during this period, Punk was providing commentary as he recovered from a genuine hip injury. Reinventing himself as a villain, Punk would strike Cena after he had been weakened by the Nexus. But after this event, they both went their separate ways, and this incident only served to heat up everything that was yet to come. The beginning, for real, this time. Punk entered the WWE Championship race after winning a #1 contenders match on the June 20th episode of Raw. However, things took an intriguing turn. Punk was scheduled to challenge John Cena for the title at Money in the Bank on July 17th, on the same day his WWE contract expired. On the June 27th episode of Raw, Punk, sporting a Stone Cold Steve Austin shirt, intervened in a tables match between Cena and R-Truth. After causing Cena to lose the match, Punk sat down on the stage and delivered what later became known as the Pipebomb Promo. For just over 5 minutes, Punk proclaimed his intention to seize the WWE Championship while breaking the fourth wall, criticizing the company's questionable practices and expressing his feeling of being overlooked over the years, led to his suspension, a decision that Cena opposed. Despite not being allies, Cena argued that Punk had earned his title shot. After a tense debate, Vince McMahon relented and reinstated Punk. However, McMahon wasn't willing to let Punk's actions go unpunished. He warned that if Punk left Money in the Bank, as a champion, Cena would. The match was one of most anticipated in all history. The reaction to CM Punk in Chicago during his entrance was huge. Words can't describe. Huge negative reaction for John Cena. Cena didn't do the normal theatrics and simply walked slowly down to the ring. The match between CM Punk and John Cena begins with a series of technical exchanges and counters, with the crowd's energy running high. Punk takes control with a headlock, but Cena quickly counters with his own moves, drawing mixed reactions from the audience. Punk lands a hip toss and dropkick combo, followed by mocking Cena with the "you can't see me" gesture. Cena responds with a bulldog and a loose guillotine choke. Punk escapes, and the action intensifies with suplexes, kicks, and submissions. Punk tries to finish Cena with his signature moves, but Cena counters repeatedly, applying the STF and executing a gut-wrench powerbomb. Punk's knees to Cena's jaw and a springboard clothesline almost secure a win, but Cena's determination keeps the match alive. Cena eventually locks in the STF again. Vince McMahon and John Laurinaitis approach, trying to interfere, but Cena rejects their help. Punk capitalizes, hitting the GTS on Cena for the pinfall victory. Vince calls for Del Rio to come out immediately. Del Rio rushes to the ring with his briefcase, but Punk takes him down with a big kick. Punk smiles at Vince, blows him a kiss from the ring barricade, and escapes into the crowd at the Allstate Arena in Chicago. The feud between CM Punk and John Cena didn't end at Money in the Bank. Although Cena lost the match, he wasn't fired. Instead, he went on to compete for a new WWE Championship, as Punk seemed to have left the company. On the July 25th episode of Raw, Cena defeated Rey Mysterio to become the new WWE Champion. However, as Cena celebrated, Punk appeared. Raw ended with both men standing in the ring, holding their respective titles, signaling that there could only be one WWE Champion. In August, at SummerSlam 2011, Punk and Cena faced off in the main event to determine the undisputed WWE Champion, with Triple H as the special guest referee. After CM Punk hit John Cena with a suicide dive onto the floor, neither man seemed able to answer the 10 count. Triple H intervened, throwing both men back into the ring and demanding the match continue until a winner was determined. Unfortunately for Cena, Triple H made a critical error at the worst possible moment. CM Punk delivered his second GTS of the match and covered Cena. Triple H counted the 1-2-3. The viewing audience could see that John Cena had placed his right foot on the ropes, which should have broken the count. However, the only person who mattered, Triple H, didn't see it. But Punk wouldn't leave as the champion. Following a surprise attack by Kevin Nash, Punk was cashed in on by Alberto Del Rio. After SummerSlam, both men went their separate ways. Punk regained his title at Survivor Series and was involved in other major rivalries, including those against Chris Jericho and Daniel Bryan. Meanwhile, Cena's most memorable act was one of the most important feuds in the company's history, against The Rock. The rivalry reignited on the eve of the 1000th episode of Raw, when Cena planned to cash in his Money in the Bank contract against CM Punk for the WWE Championship. 1 week earlier, Big Show made his opinion clear to Punk. He believed Punk was merely another cog in the machine, and that the company truly revolved around one man, Cena. At Raw 1000, the main event between Punk and Cena was interrupted by Big Show, who attacked Cena and cost him the title. Instead of helping Cena fend off their common enemy, Punk chose to walk away. This led to The Rock, a guest at Raw 1000, rushing to Cena's aid. The Rock attacked Big Show and set up for the People's Elbow. However, as he ran the ropes, Punk ambushed him, marking one of the best heel turns in history. Throughout the rest of the summer and into the fall, Cena continued his pursuit of Punk for the WWE Championship. During this time, Punk aligned himself with Paul Heyman, proudly declaring himself a Paul Heyman guy. Their final major singles match occurred at Night of Champions 2012, which ended in a draw as both men's shoulders were counted down simultaneously. John Cena and CM Punk's final matchup carried high stakes, as the winner would face The Rock for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 29, where John Cena won. Despite their differences and intense confrontations, Cena and Punk developed a mutual respect throughout their rivalry. Their matches not only elevated the prestige of the WWE Championship, but also inspired a new generation of talent to achieve greatness in the ring. Although their paths diverged, the rivalry between Cena and Punk will always be remembered as one of the most significant chapters in WWE history. Their title battles, moments of suspense, and clashes of wills left a lasting mark on the world of professional wrestling. As two of the greatest wrestlers of their era, Cena and Punk continue to be revered by fans and respected by their peers, leaving behind a lasting legacy that will endure forever in WWE lore.